Welcome to Level 1 Plot Diagram Mountain Dream. This is an interactive lesson where middle school students explore the 6 parts of a plot diagram to guide students in writing a complete story. Students will be walking through a literal mountain area, as you can see here, and stop at different points, locations to write down their ideas in their journal, and also have an opportunity to add items using the craft table or destroy things in the environment to show something from their story. Here we are. We're going to drop right at the beginning here. Okay. Oops, this is right here. So right in the beginning, students will see this. There's some introductory information on these boards, kind of giving a context of why they're here. They fell into a dream. To find their way out, you need to go through this plot diagram. And they will need to pick up a quill and a notebook in the trunk here to begin their journey. Another board to get them thinking what kind of story could take place in a place like this. They should start drafting some ideas, and then they're going to follow this dark brown path behind them. Okay, so here they are in the beginning of the story. This is their exposition. I want them to start thinking about who are their major characters in the story. Where are they at? Give me the background. And again, they'll be writing down in their notebook and start building. And there's a little craft table right here. Yes. And we'll keep following the path. And here we are with... Oops. Got a little too close. This is not going to be a smooth journey. At least unless you're an expert Minecrafter. And then now they're entering the conflict zone. So it's very similar. There's a board with directions, and then there's a craft table box. And they keep going down. Right now I'm flying, and then come to the next part here. You see a different kind of place. Rising action, a little drafting ideas. So at each station they should be writing down this next part, this next stage of their story. And there's a building they can get into. Explore. And right here, the climax. Some destroy things if they wanted to, if it fits their story. They might find some random boxes or a sign like this mystery box. I'm not gonna open it. Continue on to the story. And now they're almost to the end here. So in this game there will be 3 ISTE standards that students will meet and practice. Students will leverage technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating competency in their learning goals, informed by the learning sciences. So in level 1, students will be taking an active role in learning about the different plot elements of a story and applying it through creating their own story using the plot diagram. The second standard, 1.1a learning goals, students will connect their learning needs, strengths, and interests to their goals and use technology to help achieve them and reflect on their progress. So as students play this game, they will be documenting their learning in their book and quill and reflecting on their writing. They will be able to connect their interests into the story they are building. And then in the third standard, 1.1b, customized learning environment. Students will build networks and customize their learning environments in ways that support the learning process. So in this game specifically, when students create their story, they're not just writing in their book and quill, they are using the craft table in Minecraft to alter the learning environments of their lesson to further illustrate their story in their own way, and this would further enhance their understanding of different plot elements in their stories. Let's go towards the end here. The resolution. So overall, students will be able to meet the English Language Arts Common Core standards of W8.3 and W8.3a, which is write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective technique, relevant descriptive details, and well-structured event sequences. And then the W8.3a, engage and orient the reader by establishing a context and point of view and introducing a narrator and or character, organize an event sequence that unfolds naturally and logically. The hardest part of the writing is simulating the imagination of getting their ideas down. This immersive exploration will help students start drafting ideas more easily than if they were to just sit there and start writing. It makes writing more fun and hands-on, and a lot of students are familiar with Minecraft already. However, loading this game and just exploring can take more time than the traditional writing in the classroom. Time is very limited for teachers, so there can also be technical difficulties if students are unfamiliar with the game and mechanics that can take away from this immersive enjoyment. It would be best for teachers to evaluate how much time they have to devote to using this Minecraft level in the classroom. Before using this game, teachers can first teach a mini lesson on the plot diagram so that the gameplay experience wouldn't be so bogged down with learning new content at the same time. Additionally, teachers can offer the option of students using a real notebook and a pencil instead of typing directly into the game, in the book and quill, so students can focus on the gameplay experience on screen, and also it would make it more easy for teachers to monitor student progress without constantly staring at student screens and manually checking the digital book and quill.